What's up, guys? I'm Coach Mike and welcome back to the channel. And Madden Mobile 21 just dropped yesterday. I had a little bit of a chance to play it yesterday in a live stream coming out of retirement. And in today's video, I'm just going to break down a few things that I think everybody can benefit from to start off the season quickly. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about, guys, is your early game roster, because what you do in the early game is really important. One of the things I'll talk about a little later in the video is the coin game and how important it is in the long run. And in the early game, you really want to focus on making as many coins as possible. But at the same time, if you're in a league, you got to win league versus league matches. So there's a few things that you should kind of focus on in the early game. With league versus league starting tomorrow on the 6th, I want to make sure that I'm going to be ready for that. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is a couple of skill positions. Quarterback, guys, there is a master series that will let you get a Lamar Jackson all the way up to an 83 overall. Don't focus your coins in the early game on getting a quarterback. Grind away at the master series. Right now I've only got him up to a 78. He's doing a good job for what he needs to do, and especially in the early game, quarterback is not as important as it will be later on in the game. So I would not focus coins on that. The one thing I will say that you should focus on is getting a great halfback. I have not yet done this because league versus league hasn't started and I'm able to make do in some of the other game modes. But when league versus league starts, safe, consistent play calling, running the ball a lot is really important. And that's why I think making an early investment into a halfback is a great idea that will carry you through the first couple of weeks of the season, possibly even the first month, until we get some good options for free-to-play players. Once you have that, really just focus on power, guys. In the early game, power is going to be extremely effective because if you can get a big power advantage against your opponent, it's +5 overall to your squad. That is huge when we don't have 99 or 105 overall players like we did in Madden Mobile 20. So being able to get a +5 overall to your entire squad is big. So that's why I would say, if you come across whether you're opening packs, playing events, if you get those 40 power players, those are the ones that you want to fill your roster. Final note on roster is, unless you are playing Overdrive, your coach is not going to be a huge factor because the big difference between them is going to be their offensive and defensive coach tactics. If you don't play Overdrive, which I don't like Overdrive and don't plan on playing it this season, you really don't have to worry about it. The only thing that you should really think about if you are not an Overdrive player is the playbook. So go through each coach, look for plays that you like, that you want to add to your roster, and choose your coach based on that. I'm sure a little bit later in the year, I will do a full breakdown of all of the coaches and give you my thoughts from both an Overdrive perspective, even though I won't be playing it, as well as a playbook perspective. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is the coin game, guys. So I mentioned how important it is in the early game. Right now, your goal should be to amass the biggest coin stack you possibly can through any means. Now, there's a lot of ways to do that, but I want to talk about what you can do with your extra players. It is a little more time consuming. However, what I would do is make sure that any player that you're not putting on your roster, you're going to go ahead and post up in the auction house. You do have to get to, I think, level 5 and a 65 overall team, but just a little bit of grinding, guys. It's not a problem. I did it like shortly after the live event. Again, I've been playing the game for a day. Got 150,000 coins already and like a 70 overall roster. Just from playing the game, haven't spent a penny, will not be spending a penny. So what I would say, guys, is when you're going to post something, try to be, you can try to get max coins, but chances are it's not going to sell, and then you're going to spend a lot of time refreshing. I'm really focusing on trying to sell my cards and just get them to sell. So if I'm pricing them low, so be it. But particularly, just keep in mind what I mentioned with power. Pay attention to your power. Don't sell a 40 power card for the same price that people are selling a 10 power card. You should see a premium in the auction house for the higher power cards, and likewise, you should price your things accordingly. Now, if you have lower cards, right, like stuff that you're not going to sell, you can go in here and go into the item exchange, and you can just add them for coins. And the reality is, with a bunch of cheap things like your low under 65 overalls, unless you're using them in a set to improve something or do something else, it's an easy way to go ahead and get coins for the stuff that you're not using if you don't want to work the auction house. Aside from that, guys, there are some pretty solid ways to get coins. One of which is, of course, going into the Madden today and using the coin one here. You will get a Madden mint coin for your first one, which can be used to get even more coins later, but then you can auto this event, and it actually provides a decent amount of coins. And with that, the final thing I wanted to mention, which I was getting a little frustrated by it during my live stream yesterday because it kept popping up, but watching the advertisements, when I take the streamer content creator hat off my head and I think about it just from a player standpoint, the reality is you'll get somewhere between like 1,500 and 7,500 coins for watching either a 15 or a 30-second ad. So if you're just doing something, playing really casually, just kind of lounging around and one pops up, or if you're just, stalking the auction house and spending your time in there, if one pops up, it's really not, at least in this point in time when you're trying to build a coin stack, it's not the worst thing. And I will say, when I realized that and I started just kind of chilling, watching some TV with the family and not even really watching the ads, I had the sound off, would just accept one every time they popped up, and I think I did like 30 of them, and it's funny because now EA's not giving me as many ads. So as a creator, I'm happy for that. But as a player, when the ads pop up, if you're not actively playing and you just have it open, it's a good way to get, a decent amount of coins out of it. You can also get gems or potentially silver players. The next thing I want to talk about with new players, guys, is focus on leveling up. When you level up, it increases your maximum stamina, and stamina is not refreshing as quickly this year as it has in prior years. So one of the things you can do to help level up quickly is to go in and make sure that you do all of your daily and weekly challenges. So you're going to have your daily goals in here. There's 6 of them. They're really pretty easy to do. Then you're going to have your weekly challenges. Again, I think it is smart to do. You'll see that you get a bunch of different things, including some coins for some of these. And then the challenges as well will also provide more opportunity for coins, different currencies, and experience. The reason that leveling up is so important in the early game is it not only kicks up your stamina a lot, over time, you're going to get an increase in your max stamina every time you level up, but it's going to give you a decent chunk of stamina every time you level up. So if you basically use that over and over, to create levels by doing things that are going to get you experience between this and then the live event where you can get experience, you can level up pretty quickly there and increase your max stamina. So if you're a casual player, that's really helpful because you don't need to log into the game as much, right? You log in, you spend all your stamina on events, and then you can log out, wait for your stamina to refresh, and go from there. The other thing I want to talk about, just since we're on the screen, is this achievements tabs where you have feats and things. You'll want to flip through and make sure you come over here. I've already gone through and collected these, but when you go through here, sometimes there will things be hidden, and if you don't go in there and look there, you're potentially missing out on gems and other things right there that you can easily just collect by going there, but it's just not intuitive. It doesn't really alert you to go there or drive your focus there. So make sure you do in fact go over there and pick up the rewards that you've earned. So with the Fired Up promo, it's so short that I'm not going to be able to get out a promo breakdown video on it. I will do breakdowns of future promos with an entire video dedicated to those, but this is a great opportunity to get all of the above. So it uses a special stamina here. You'll see that I have 79 of them, and it would cost 50 to start the chain. And what I would recommend doing here, guys, is to just go through and basically do all of these ones that just have a cone. You're going to get a combination of experience, coins, promotion currency, and from there you can hop over to here and use it to just beef up your roster. This one over here will allow you to spend things to get a gold player from the program. This one right here will allow you to get some silver players for the program, and in theory, if you wanted to, you could then either choose to sell those cards in the auction house, or you could work towards a master if you wanted one. I still haven't decided exactly what I'm going to be doing, whether I'm just going to focus on that or if I'm going to try and grab one. But I will do future promo breakdowns. But the way it works is basically you just run through, grab your promos, and then use the promos to complete the sets to get the players that you want. All right, guys, so I'm going to wrap up this quick video for the first one of the year, and I will be bringing more videos on Madden Mobile 21 as the season goes on. I am going to be on vacation next week, so it's going to be a little light, for the next week or so, but when I come back, I'm going to be looking to do promo breakdowns, give you some budget beasts to target to build an early team, and so on and so forth. But anyways, thank all of you guys who have stuck around with months and months of no content. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you to all the new subscribers. If you are new, go ahead, click the subscribe button, drop a like to help the YouTube algorithm. I will see you soon. I'm Coach Mike, and I'm out.